Forget what you've ever heard about vampires. They exist. I know because I am one. However, I am naturally evolved, but they are the cursed. They nearly killed my son and turned my wife into one of them. Now, along with my fellow hunters, I will exact my revenge. Seek, destroy, and expose. That is our creed. For we are the Blood Guard.
Please, Rudolph, I beg of you to give me another chance. I can make this right, I swear to you!
Oh, Dax, my boy. Before I sent you on this errand, you assured me that your intel had no room for error. I trusted you in confidence, and what do? You mix up your targets, mistaking the wife as one of Mehmed's descendants instead of the Major himself!
But to add insult to injury, you couldn't even dispose a 9-year-old boy. You'd think that a glaring fact of the man being a First Blood would have been one of the first things you'd pick up on.
I know I failed you, High Dominarch.
Quite possibly the understatement of the century. This wasn't just a failure. Your dismal performance is an embarrassment to me, the whole of the Straggar Clan, and the entirety of the Vampire Nation itself. Tell me, Grandmother, did you have to deal with such incompetence in your own noble court?
In the name of Countess Elizabeth herself, I plead with you one more chance to prove myself.
Sadly, that ship has sailed, young man. You must be made an example of. Isn't that right, Christopher?
Yes, Father. I shall set an example.
Wait, I beg of you not to do this. Give me another chance, please.
I can see stealth isn't your strong point. You've got exactly 15 seconds to tell me who you are before I snap your neck like a twig!
I was always curious about the raw strength of First Bloods. I must say I'm impressed, Major. I didn't mean to get off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, well, I'm not here to impress you. Tell me who you are and what the hell is going on here before I really lose my cool.
Look, I know you're upset, Victor, but I have information on who did this to your family. You go off on me, and you're only hurting yourself.
You're starting to piss me off.
My name is Jordan De'Mordecai, and I know who kidnapped your wife!
De'Mordecai? As in?
Yep, Rudolph De'Mordecai, founder of Ravenstone Enterprises and 500-year-old vampire who currently rules Royal Haven.
I don't have a fight with the Goras. Why would De'Mordecai target my family?
You gotta look at the big picture here, Chief.
What the hell are you talking about?
Aggressive expansion. Rudolph wants to send a message to the other clans that he's top dog.
So what does any of this have to do with me?
Let me tell you a little story, Major.
Once upon a time, there lived a king by the name of Vlad Tepes Dracula, who ruled over the quaint hamlet of Wallachia. Now, stop me if you've heard this before. But he was no ordinary king, for Vlad was another species altogether. A biological vampire whose kind had evolved over eons. What we Gorass like to call the First Bloods. Along with his queen, Justina, Vlad led a strong and vibrant kingdom. But then, in the summer of 1461, the High Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, one Mehmed II, demanded tribute. Realizing that such a tribute would devastate his kingdom financially, Vlad refused to pay. Well, this infuriated Mehmed, and he sent over a grand army to crush the Wallachians underfoot for their insolence. Knowing that his own forces were no match for the Sultan, Dracula had made a deal with the archdemon Goratum. In exchange for the demon's help in saving his kingdom, Vlad pledged his soul to hell, and thus the accursed bargain was made. Vlad Dracula had become the first supernatural vampire in history. So you see, the Gorass are born of the First Bloods. However, even with his supernatural powers, Mehmed's army was far too powerful, and Wallachia was defeated. Seeking divine help from Allah, the Sultan confronted Dracula directly in battle. Using weapons such as garlic, silver, and sunlight, which were told to him by an angel, Mehmed managed to drive Dracula off. The latter went into exile and disappeared for centuries. Yet Mehmed was not done. He created a line of vampire hunters from his own lineage that is passed down through time. You, Major, are part of that lineage. Rudolph targeted you in a bid to score some clout.
Why are you telling me any of this?
I have my own scores to settle with Daddy Dearest. You help me and I help you. It's as simple as that.
So you couldn't just tell me? You had to go through the whole concerned nurse gimmick?
Hold that thought. I gotta bail. The sun will be up soon.
I swear to God, if you're lying to me, you won't live to regret it.
A man with a short fuse, how incredibly sexy. But we'll continue this later. Meet me back on the rooftop of your condo building at sunset tomorrow night. We can discuss our next move.
Hey, wait! I got more questions! I said wait, damn it! What in the living fuck did I just get myself into?